introduction. Thank you so much for coming. I'm Jen Healy. Really happy to be here. These are the AYRx Yoga Swings, and I make these swings locally in San Francisco. Super duper love project. They're made like 20 at a time by a really high-end industrial manufacturer. So they're high-quality swings, really strong, really durable, but they're also really gentle and delicate on the skin. So it's a really unique combination. We're going to all go along and say hi to the equipment here. So we're going to spread it out. Notice that everything spreads out. You guys are all working with new swings, so they'll feel kind of tight like a new sweatshirt, and then they stretch out as you use them. And so notice that the material is really stretchy. Just give it a little give, and notice that that bounce, that buoyancy is actually kind of nice, so we'll play with that. And then everybody has 2 hand holds and 2 leg loops. So just check it out, make sure everybody's good. I had some time, so I went around and tested all the equipment. But we're also going to adjust everything and make it just right for you. I also have these fun, round, red mats, and this helps define the space in a new way. In yoga, they're rectangular, and we work with more linear movements. Here, we're going to work with more spiral movements, more spherical, like the body, like how the body moves. So this will define the space, and we're going to use this to define our axes, and we use the kind of like moving in multidimensional space, that inspiration to get out of the linear. So the mats are actually really important. We're going to keep those centered. I'll move things around if you need, so don't worry about that. And then we'll adjust the height and the leg loops and everything to fit your body. Everything adjusts with these really cool daisy chains, and they have notches every 4 inches, which allows us to bring them up and down. And everything's based in sacred geometry, the whole design, so no matter what your size, they fit, which is really cool. So it's really for everybody. You can bring them really low and work on the ground. You can bring them really high and enjoy being in the air, but we're going to be in like medium grade today. Does anybody have any injuries that they don't mind telling me about? Some people forget, and as we're moving along, they're like, oh yeah, I had surgery. But it's okay to let me know later on. But Matt, you mentioned there was something going on with the hip, the right hip?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
So,
project.
Is it like strength, mobility? What would you like to work on for it?
Both.
All the above, yes. D.
Yeah. Absolutely.
No problem. We're going to get into that. Is there anything, Katie, that you have going on that you'd like to share? Psychologically.
I'm just going to
This will help.
This helps. Well, tell her about your thing, because this is probably the best thing you could be doing.
Tell me about the thing.
I don't know what the thing is. I have an issue with my Achilles and my ankles.
Oh, okay.
I don't know what you call it.
She's seeing the PT right now, but it's like
I have
PT's like
ankles.
Yeah, and it's trying to get her ankle to move, and I'm like, this is the best thing you could be doing is get your body off the ground.
Well, we're going to work on the fascia and the connective tissue quite a bunch, so I'm going to give a little extra leg love today, and just whoever shows up, that's what we do, which is really fun about the swing is we can take it in all directions. There's restorative, therapeutic, dynamic strengthening, acrobatic. There's just like this whole range. And my focus is really on healing and using the swing to help align the spine and release pain and injury, specifically in the joints, but it could be any area. It could be mental, emotional, psycho-spiritual, as well as physical. The swings are really quite amazing for helping to support the body to heal. So we're going to go into that today, mainly because I wanted to show Marin how I use it, but also because I really like kind of showing you the range. So we'll call it like a buffet today. So we'll do a little bit of that just for fun, just because whatever shows up, we use that as inspiration. And is there anything in particular you would like to see, or how you're feeling in your body besides the biscuit?
Yeah, I have this left low back. It's just from body work, just from rotate. I think I'm irritated facet joint, like it's just on my left side, and I just need to try to not do that in my body. But I've torn both my shoulders. Got this one repaired. But I'm just tight, really tight. I'm like a scarecrow. So I feel like this. I just want to lengthen out with strength. Strength.
Yeah, and the tightness really comes from the fascia too. So I work a lot with the fascia, and this interfaces with that skin muscle connection. If anybody doesn't know the word fascia, that's where the skin and muscle connect, and that gets really tight, and then the muscle can't move. It's kind of being suffocated. So this works really well, just using gravity as our best friend to open everything up. using your own body weight, so it's really gentle, but it's also deep. So we'll talk about that as we go along, the lymph and the endocrine and all the systems that are affected. Very good. How about you? Anything you'd like to focus on?
I actually did go jogging today, so I'm not going to be super intense, but I'll follow your lead. And I have no injury, but I would love a good stretch.
Yeah, so do you find that you run more tight?
Yes, definitely.
Yeah, so some people are loosey and they need more strength, and some people are really tighty and
Yeah.
they need more
Yeah,
of the stretch.
I'm definitely protected.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
we're going to work on both, and if we do some of the strengthening and stuff and you're like, I'm good, I'll just focus on the lengthening, then that's how you can stop. Anything you'd like to focus on, Asher?
Maybe just like lower back stretch. Other than that, I feel pretty good.
Huh?
Other than that, I feel pretty good.
Okay, great. Yeah. So I like to start with opening up the legs and the limbs, and there's some standing stretches that we can do for that are really nice, but we're really going to cover the whole body. I want to focus on the hips and opening up the hips, which was already part of the plan, and then I always address neck and shoulders. Neck and shoulders is where people carry a lot of tension, and it's like the two major hubs of the body. So the spine works as one unit. So if the lower back is tight, usually there's something going on in the upper body and vice versa. So we'll start with the limbs, we'll start with the legs and the arms and work from there, and then we'll get into some fun, kind of playful, moving into like what I call the playtime or play shop. And then we'll get into like deep restorative cocooning, which is kind of a meditation process that we go into at the end. So I know 2 hours seems like a long time, but it will really fly by, and then we have like a nice 20-minute Shavasana at the end, which is kind of the prize, the Cracker Jack box at the end. Okay, so let's go ahead and just stand in front of the swing. So the swing's going to be behind us. I'll do some of the poses where I'm facing you and some of the poses where I'm facing the mirror. So it's nice to have the space where we have that reflection, okay? So first what we're going to do is find our handholds. So everybody has black handholds except yours are purple. Those are some originals back there. They're old school. So we're going to try and use a wrist wrap if that's comfortable for you. The wrist wrap allows us to hang by our wrists, which is incredibly helpful for people who have carpal tunnel, working on a computer, all that stuff. It's also going to help with the neck and shoulders. So we stand in the very center of our mats. We're going to find our pivot point there. And then when we bend our knees, we're going to let our bodies hang. Yeah. You might want to bring your swing up a little since you're nice and tall. But it doesn't really matter yet. Go ahead and bring it up one. If you just stand on your tippy toes and then hook it, that's exactly right for your body. Everybody else looks pretty good. And what we're going to do is just let our shoulders relax, pulse back and forth into space a little. I call this the pendulum swing. There you go. Cool. Maybe just one up for now. Yeah, I think so. But let's see how it goes. We'll do it one step at a time.
It's not just my arm.
Yeah.
It's my arm length. I think everything else will probably be just fine. It's
Yeah.
just my arm is really long.
That's okay.
No,
Yeah.
it has to be really short.
With the orange.
Yeah, so wrist wrap and then just bend the knees and hang. Now from here, what's really great is we can do all kinds of cool tricks. We'll just let Maureen catch up with us, right? So the first thing we can do is we can pick up our feet and then bend our knees and work on our core. Right? If we can. So core exercise is our favorite. Right? So that's the first thing that I like to do is just stretch. And then I add like a little twist there once I'm floating, which also feels really good. Just play a little bit in the space. I do call it AerialYogaPlay as the practice, which is kind of like the nuts and bolts of learning how to use the swing. And then the Therapeutix is called AYRx, AerialYogaRx, and that's really my specialty, is using the swing more for healing the body. But we have both. So play a little bit in the space. That looks great, Matt. And just have some fun with it. And then when you're ready, bring your feet down. You'll notice that your hands want a break after a while, so we'll shake it out. It's kind of like rock climbing. Might need to give it a little stretch. And then we're going to go back into that one more time. Just notice if you need to move your mat over a little bit to be centered. You'll probably be like, fell a little off. But yeah, everybody's looking good. Let's just try that one more time, and we're going to do some twists and some sumo squats, and then after that, we're going to move on. Okay, so wrist wrap one more time. If anybody's wrists don't enjoy this feeling, let me know. I have some alternatives, but if we can, we're going to hang again. Slide all the way in until it's tight at the bottom. That's it. There you go. Perfect. And then walk your feet wide to a sumo squat. Some people might be lower than others, and that's okay. Just let your hips shift from side to side and just play with it. There you go. Maybe pause at the edges. Perfect. Let your knees traction wide, so turn your toes out a little bit more, Matt. There you go. Perfect. And just enjoy letting your body hang, feeling the intercostals underneath the shoulder blades. Usually gets a nice stretch here. Everybody doing okay? So yeah, so this is how we can use the swings. This is called the standing sequences without even doing any aerial work yet. So I don't usually associate with aerial as in aerial arts. It's more like aerial yoga as like the Therapeutix end. But we can do some flips at the end and some inversions if you guys want to play. But for right now, let's just kind of enjoy hanging, just like you would at the gym. So for my guy friends and people like that want the strength, you can do all your bicep curls and pull-ups from here. So if anybody wants to throw in some pull-ups, you can come up onto your tippy toes, and that would be the strengthening part of the program, where you just kind of lift.
This is really hard for me. My arms are so freaking long, and they come out of the freaking socket.
So
I'm like,
engage a little
right?
more.
Yeah, I'm just like, this
Pull
is
those
not
down.
working for me. I'm a spider.
Yeah, so you
I'm
are
literally a spider.
the stretchy type.
I'm super hypermobile. My arms will come out of the
So-
socket.
Yeah,
Kind of
and so,
are creepy looking.
Remember when we were doing pull-ups at the gym?
yeah, so you want to do more of the engaged version of reality, which is totally fine. Some people need to get more loose, some people need to get more tight in their joints, and it's like there's a whole range in between. That's perfect. All right, let's go ahead and give the hands a break all the time. Okay. All right. So much work. Yeah. See, for me, the shoulders feel good to be stretched, but if there's any sort of pain, that just means the rotation of the shoulder isn't freed up yet, which we will work on as well in our swimming sequence. So now I'm finally warm. A warm-up lap. Can take off some clothes. All right. One more. Then we let this go.
The first 5 minutes, I'm like,
I know.
jeez, I'm done.
Rinse the cocoon. I know. Trust me, I'll give you lots of hang time and break time. Okay, so from here it's called helicopter, in which you engage your shoulders, right? So you're really pulling, and then we're going to lift our feet and spin. Spin. Really? All right, we're following. We're in. So let's all spin our right foot to the left.
Okay.
Yes. Marin's leading, and then we just pick up our feet and spin.
That's
Left
good.
to the right. Yeah. So we're twisting and looking forward, and just picking up our feet and spinning. And then you might get a free adjustment.
It's the arm strength. It's really like the arm strength.
This is just the playtime. But yeah.
I'm glad that camera's on you, girlfriend.
I know, Jesus Christ. All right.
Oh, God.
Okay. So let's go ahead and bring the swing in front of us. Okay. So that was the end of that. Yay! Well done. We're so happy we're done. Okay. So giving our hands a break, what we're going to do is hold on to this place where the webbing meets the fabric on the leg loops. I call this the nub, right? So the nub is a nice place to hold. See a little bit better, right? So we hold on to the leg loops for stability, okay? Yeah, don't mess with that, Asher. Just hold on to the one side. That's what I was saying. He's like, no. Okay, thank you. All right, so what we want to do is this is where we're working on the limbs still, right? We're going to kick the swing forward with our hands. We stand at the back of the mat, and we just give it a little push. There we go. Just give the swing a push. And what we're going to do is we're all going to start with our right leg. Okay, and now we agree. And what we're going to do is time it so when we push it forward, we can kick the swing. Can't wait to see this. That's why I was like, don't bring it up any higher, Marin. Yes! Karate chop it up there.
No
You
way,
can do it.
I'm getting my leg up there.
But you can do it. I'll come help you if you really need. That was great.
Oh my God.
It's just timing.
No.
Okay, you might be
It's just timing.
Inverted.
There you go. All right, so you're a positive finger. I got it. Can identify the different personalities. It's okay. Look, you did it. Yay.
Oh, that's ridiculous.
So, okay.
We're having a great time.
So far, so good. All right, let's lean back. All right, pay attention, kiddies. Let's lean back and straighten our arms. And then we just bow in, we round our back, and we let our back stretch.
Oh.
So hold on with your hands, straight legs if you can. Both of them, Tara. Tara. It's like the Philly way to say it anyhow.
Yeah.
So just wiggle a little bit from side to side. So I'm a wiggler. So this is our official scientific term for opening up the connective tissue is wiggling. All right, and just let it feel good. Let it go get to stretch the waist, to stretch the hips. And of course the hamstrings talking. Right? I can hear your hamstrings. All right, inhale, arch, pull forward, bicep curl, right? So use your arms there, and then make a wish, right? So we're pressing, whenever we do splits, I call it make a wish. Like I wish my hips were more open. But go ahead and push your foot towards me, towards the front of the room. Come up onto the ball foot if you can. Perfect. And now lean back. Lean back. There you go. Stretch it out. Breathe. You're welcome to leave at any time. I'll give you a refund.
Oh no, I'm not a quitter.
Your actual shaking cocoon, and you guys can just go into that back swing is for when you just want to cocoon and you're done.
Just
Okay.
comic relief.
Arch and pull forward. It'll
so
loosen
good.
up. It will loosen up. Yeah. Exhale, lean back. So just undulate, right? Pendulum swing back and forth. This feels so good on the back body, so really dive in. Keeping your arms straight. Okay, inhale, pull forward. You're gonna like this. Bend the knee. Bend the knee. And then press. There we go. Forward lunge. Right? Do you do yoga at all? You come here sometimes for yoga?
Bikram.
Okay.
We're trying really hard.
All right. So we're gonna bring our arms in on the inside of the swing and press it away. So we open the heart. It's like victory, right? V up. So V a little bit. There you go. V. V shape. Okay, cool. So now we're really feeling the hip flexor on the left side, right? Beautiful. Okay, so we're going to bring right elbow, right knee, and then turn it into a side angle. So get the elbow on top of there. Roll the back heel down. Yeah. And then the left arm is free to come up overhead.
Oh,
Beautiful.
good.
Now you can hold on to the swing if you need some support and lean back into it. So really lean into it so you can open up the heart and stretch through the psoas on the left side. You guys feel it? Keep leaning forward a little bit more, Tara, like you're on a with your hips. Lean towards me with your hips. Yeah. Keep going like that.
Okay.
Only if it's comfortable, but that's the stretch. Beautiful. Yes. And then if anybody wants to grab the foot, right hand grabs the foot, left arm can come overhead. Completely ignore that if that seems like crazy. Keep the heart open wherever you are. Yeah. Beautiful, guys. Awesome. Okay, hold on to the swing with both hands. You're doing great. Come on back. Now we're going to press, hold on to the swing. We're going to press it forward, back down to the ankle. This is where you can open up that Achilles part. Is it, balance. There you go. Press it forward. Press, 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 press. Keep pressing. Press forward. There you go. Awesome. So we do a little wiggle from side to side. So just kind of like you're steering, right? And this will open up the back of the calf, back of the ankle. Right? If anybody wants to pull up and come up a little bit higher, get right stacked, hip over the ankle on the standing leg. And you can kind of do a little bit of a wash from side to side here and work that fascia. I do this all the time with my clients who come in with like the plantar fasciitis and all that. It's amazing to really get into that spot. So you can just kind of use the swing to massage it out a little. Little tight in there, huh? Open the heart. Open the heart. Yeah. Okay, cool. Now we're going to hug. So we're going to hold the swing with both hands and wrap our forearms around. And now you can bow in with your heart, not your head, right? Heart dive. There you go. And then if you want to pull up to get a deeper stretch, just pull up slightly. There you go. So we're still working on our balance like in yoga poses, standing poses, but we don't fall over 100 times. It's kind of nice. Keep your left arm wrapped. Right arm goes back for a revolved. Standing twist. Look towards your right thumb if you can, towards the back of the room. Nice long lines of energy. Beautiful. Come on back. I know it's intense. Hug. And then stay here if you're happy, but if you want to wrap with your right and then twist open, look back towards your left thumb. Find your balance. Beautiful, guys. That's it. And then go ahead and hug again. So we're gonna switch in the air, which is the fun playtime. Only do it if you want to, but I encourage you to try it because it feels good. We use our hand holds again. We're gonna bend our knee out to the side for the first part. This is called a standing pigeon. Okay? Yeah. Wrist wrap keeps you a little bit more stable. So keep it. It's okay. Keep it at the ankle. You can always hook the ankle. No, she's good. It'll happen. Trust me. Asher had super tight hamstrings when we first started this just a few months ago, I swear.
Really?
Does that look familiar? No.
Well, I can do this, but I can't straighten the legs.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
But it's better, right?
It's better.
That's what we're supposed to encourage her. Okay, so then you hang. Yeah, you can engage through the arms if you want. Yeah, just hang. Push the knee down to open up the hip. Can you feel that in the hip? Yeah. There you go. If you want to hook, this is kind of fun. I call it I Dream a Genie. Feel like a genie. Get to make another wish. Yeah, you're like, this is relaxing. Yeah, hook the heel so it won't slide up. So put the swing at the ankle and then hook the heel. Like this, hun. Yeah. pull it over the heel.
Okay.
It spreads out a little. Yeah, so that way it'll stay down there. So yeah, there you go. And now you can note a little bit better. And then what we're going to do is straighten that right leg and twist open. Left knee bends. Play with it again. Still hook the heel. It's okay. And then both feet in there. Okay, get your heels in there if you can. We're going to bend the knees. Bend the knees, feet together like a butterfly. That's right. Get both of them in there. There you go. It's okay. Inside, yes. Bend the knees, feet together, like Konasana. Yeah, there you go. Slide in.
My heels up over here.
It's okay. Feet together, and it'll be exactly in the right position. Yes, that's it. Push the hips up and lean back. This is a version of flying monkey. Feel like a monkey. I know this is so great for the neck and shoulders. Okay, go ahead and straighten the legs out. Keep the left one up there. Right foot comes down. All right, so we're gonna switch back to, I know, gotta give the hands a break. Switch back. This is the only thing that we use the handholds for the whole time. Getting it all out.
Get on.
And this is, we're not gonna do any more standing poses too, so this is it. I figured we were gonna do this while we waited for Matt, and I was like, well, we're still doing it.
This is called warm up.
This is our warm-up lap. So, et voila, we're on our second side, so hold on to the nub. Can you hold on to where the, just the one side of the leg loop, where the swing, where the fabric meets webbing. Lean back, stretch your back. Right, make sure your heel is hooked. Everybody's looking good. So my right foot's at the back of the mat, toes are pointing straight. Just scooch forward a little bit there, Katie, so you're on the mat. There you go. Perfect. And then arch, open, pull forward, bicep curl, press your foot towards me. So press your hips forward for this one. Lead with the heart. Keep pressing forward up onto the ball of the foot. You can do it. Press forward all the way. There you go. Oh yeah. Amazing. And then go ahead and lean back. Straight arms, straight legs. Just dive in. You can round your back here and wiggle your hips a little from side to side. You'll get into all these little tight spots. And then inhale, pull forward, arch, open, bend the knee. Just do a little bit faster on this side. So we're forward lunge, then we can release our hands, press the arms from the inside out like victory, right? Make a V. Up.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Lift the heart.
Oh, yeah.
That's it. Left elbow, left knee, and then roll the back heel down. When we roll the back heel down, you can even use your left hand to kind of push the swing away. Make sure your shoulder's in there, lean your head back, and the right arm can come overhead for a side angle pose. Now open the heart, and you can bring your fingertips towards me, fingertips towards the front of the room, and then if you want to go further, straighten the left leg, hold on to the foot with one hand or both hands. Stay where you are if you're happy. Just be happy wherever it is. Twist and open, make sure you're opening up the chest. Let it feel good. Beautiful, guys. Come on back to stand, hold on to the swing with both hands. Come up onto the ball of the foot. We're going to press this down. So was it one ankle or both ankles? What was going on?
Well, I don't really have the range in my ankles.
Both of them?
Both.
Okay, yeah.
This one has pain.
Oh, okay, cool. Well, let's just work both anyhow because I like working the body in symmetry. And it's really important because they're all hanging out together, usually mimicking one another. So let's do that same thing where we're kind of steering from side to side, flexing the toes back if you can, which will intensify the stretch. We're hooking the heel and pressing it away. Yeah, that's it. Beautiful. So really strong standing leg, arch and open up with the heart. So we're always leading with the heart, head in line with the body. Beautiful. And of course, make this as intense or as mellow as you want by bending the knee or just coming up a little bit so it's not such a deep stretch. Okay, we're going to pull in and hug. Okay, when we hug, you can lean back to make it more intense or just keep leaning forward if you want to keep it mellow. Let's go ahead and keep the left arm wrapped around the right arm. Reaches back for opening twist. Balance it towards your thumb. Hug with both forearms one more time. Keep the right hooked. Open up. Involved twist. Beautiful, guys. Yeah, find your balance, find your strength, find the openness. And now come on back. We're going to bend out for our pigeon pose. Go ahead and bend the knee first and hook. Everybody hook your heel so it doesn't slide up. And once you hook your heel, then you can reach up for your handholds again. You don't have to float if your hands are done. Just going to stay where you are. Push the knee out and down to the side. The foot pulls in towards the body. That's the pose. So pull in more. There you go. That's it. Now when we hold on to our wrist wraps, we can float and just feel that stretch. The more we push our knee down, the deeper the stretch. That's it. Ooh la la. Getting into the hip joint. We can do the I Dream of Jeannie, which everyone loves. Engage your arms if you need a little bit more. Okay, play with opening up to the side. And then we go ahead and straighten the left leg. Right knee bends. Oh, stretch, stretch, stretch. Both feet back in. One more flying monkey, or version of it. Feet together, knees go out to the sides. There you go. Finish it up if you can. Spread the feet. Yeah. Push the hips up, lean back. Open up the heart. Squeeze the bottom tips of the shoulder blades together to get a little bit more space in the front body. Oh, so good. All right, go ahead and straighten the legs, bend the knees. Everyone can come to sit. Ah, that's what we were waiting for. So this is one of the only poses where we actually sit and swing, even though I call it a swing. Okay, so we're done with that. Come on out. So that's just a taste. There's some more things. I'm just going to give you guys a little break, but demo what we can do to come into Nataraj. We're not going to do it today, but if you guys are interested while I'm here, I have more workshops, or we can do a private session where we flip it over, and then we have to spin, and then we can stretch out the quad. So there's some more advanced sequences that we can do from there to continue opening up the body, but we're not going to do that today. Just giving you a little sample of what we can do to extend that sequence. How do you guys feel so far? Stretching. Little space in the body? Okay. Let's go ahead and test out our leg loops. We're going to put the swing low on our back with our forearms. So we push down our forearms from standing in the center of the mat. So the swing is always going to ride up because gravity's doing a good job. And what we do, and the reason why the swing is so effective is, I call it dynamic tension. The swing is going to pull up, kind of like if somebody gives you a big bear hug and pulls you up off the floor and then swings you back and forth a little. So you get all that space in your vertebrae. So the swing is going to pull you up, and you're going to let gravity pull you down. And then that's going to create space in between the vertebrae. And that is what really heals the spine. Is traction in the spine out of the pelvis and creating that space. So that's taking pressure off the disc, the whole herniated disc, bulging disc. It interfaces with the nervous system, the lymph system, endocrine system, all these important systems of the body that promote optimal health. So you really do get profound healing effects pretty quickly with this. Which means your body's also detoxing. So the pressure on the skin and the wringing out and squeezing of the lymph. If you get dizzy or nauseous or woozy, anything like that, just take a break. We'll do some floor sequences and ground out whenever we need. But let's go ahead and try getting the swing nice and low. Remember, it will ride up, so get it low. Lean back into it. You got to trust the swing a little bit here. Hold on, and then walk your feet to the front of the mat. The red mat there. Use your forearms to press. This is what's going to create our hook. Right? And now we're going to heel toe wide to a sumo squat. And the most important thing is that we drop our hips, right? So we need to drop our hips. So push your pubic bone back towards the back wall, towards the entrance. Walk your feet to the front of the mat like we're at 10 and 2 if we were driving. And then really hang, right? So if you're going like this, I want you to push your hips down. Yes, that's it. Now the swing's going to pull up as you really let your hips be heavy. And so this dynamic tension is always engaged but relaxed. So upper body's engaged, so it'll really help your shoulders. We're in plugging them in and really keeping them active. And then the lower body gets the space and gets the hang. And so I do a lot of this gentle rocking and pendulum swing. So this is how I start out with all my clients. This is called a sumo squat. And in the sumo squat, we just really learn how to trust the swing to hold our body weight. Obviously, hanging by your armpits isn't the most comfortable thing to do for long periods of time, so I'm going to show you how to adjust whenever you need. And I can tell by the look on your face, but if I don't get there soon enough, you can always just come into this next posture yourself, which I call a supported back bend. So feet are going to be angled at 45 degrees front of the mat for me, heel toe to the front of the mat. Press your legs straight, and then you can open up your arms wide, and notice that if you lean back, the swing will slide down. So everyone get the swing below the bra strap, that center line of the body. And then use your arms to support your head. So I interlace my fingers behind the back of the head. I call this chillaxin arms, and then you're going to pull straight out and up. So especially for my bendy people, it's a V, it's not a U. So elbows come in just slightly, and then your head points up to the back corner of the room. Up, up, up. So not with your head, just your whole body is going to raise a little bit like that. There you go. And there you go. Up and out like that. Okay. So we're all pointing the crown of the head to the back corner of the room. So yeah, that looks great. So let this slide down a little bit more. No, you don't have to move. Just lean back into it. Lean back into it. Lean back into it. And just slide down. There you go. And then we can back up whatever you need. Okay. That looks great. Straighten the legs. Straighten the legs. So just give you a little tug here, a little pull. Oh yeah. So your hands are going to act as your own self-massage, right? So you get the traction up and out. So you got the hot spot here. You can turn off the heater if it becomes too much for you. Perfect. Now we're going to do a little wiggle from side to side. So all of this is very intuitive. I made it up, and it's supposed to be fun and silly and playful, but it is also like your body will naturally just go into these movements. So let's go ahead and bend the left, and then bend the right. We have enough room to freestyle, but let's synchronize swim. Bend the right knee, right elbow, and the left knee, left elbow. And I call this weeping willow. So just let the upper body kind of like sway in the wind as your lower body stays nice and engaged. Knees point out to the side, right? So we're opening up to the sides. Beautiful, guys. And this is massaging out all that stickiness behind the heart. So whenever we need a break, we're going to come back here to our supported back bend and then weeping willow. All right, so now we're going to have a little bit of fun with it. Heel toe your feet together. Okay. Now if we do our weeping willow, it's going to get like a little bit bigger because we have more angular momentum. So go ahead and just go at your own pace and your own time as long as you guys don't bumper car with one another. Be aware of the walls and pillars and people and things, right? Try not to knock into something, so make it as big as you can, as comfortable as you can, but just play with it. So a lot of times I get into the swing and I just do like easy breezy, right? It's like I'm not really looking for like a huge workout. I'm just looking to hang out, but I will continuously show you how to do the dynamic strengthening, but we also just want to play and have fun with it and mix it up. Then we're going to come into angel wings. So this is what we're going to do. We're going to open up our arms wide to a T. We're going to bend our knees and press our hips forward. Everybody sync up. Bend your knees and swim all the way back. Overhead. And then bend the knees, come forward. Beautiful. Bend the knees, swim back. And bend the knees, come forward. And one more time. Our little angels. Overhead and then bend. Come forward. Beautiful. So that's how we can, so thumbs up. Cool, Jesus, push the hips forward. And then bend the knees. Let's come back to our center squat. Beautiful, guys. I just like to go in the same direction as you guys for that one. Otherwise, we will bump. So let's just do a little, I call it like belly dancing moves where we undulate our hips from side to side. Just try to open it up. So we're tilting our hips and twisting instead of just rocking back and forth. So yeah, that's it. That looks good. So see if we can start to loosen up the pelvis. Again, the hanging by the underarms is really intense. So we'll take a break whenever you need, but just let gravity start to open up the body as we twist from side to side and open up.
This is the direction my body does not go.
Yeah, usually people are locked up here. Very common. So that's why we do this. Yeah, maybe you'll get a little crunchies in the hip joint or something.
Or just nothing happening.
It's just not happening.
It's like, oh, that's too heavy.
Yeah, that's not it. So keep the knees open. So let's all do this together, sumo. So keep the knees open and we just rock from here. Just right here. Tiny little micro movements. There, that's it. Feel it? There you go. Yes, that's it. That's it. So knees open wide. Excuse me, I know it's like a little intimate to put hands in your hip pointer. That's it. More from here instead of the waist. So drop in, drop in. Yeah,
That reminds me of frog crazy.
there you go. See, it's happening. There's movement. That's great, Matt.
Good.
Can you guys feel the difference?
Yeah.
We're so used to the linear movements, we don't get this rocking and shifting of the pelvis. And so sometimes I'll just hang out with one of my clients here for quite a while to loosen everything up. It's tight, right? And so from here, we're going to come into a half Buddha. Remember, if the swing bothers you, I want you to press back, open it up. Let's go ahead, everybody do your jazz hands. Superstar, call it jazz hands. And then interlace the fingers behind the back of the neck. Give yourself some support and just do your own. Close your eyes even if it helps. Gaze is up, heart is open, legs are strong, And just take a moment to shift whenever you need to shift, because it will be intense sometimes. These are definitely really powerful poses, and we're getting all of the stickiness behind the heart open. That's super